Heath here from PickinLessons.com, St Anne's Reel. This is a great tune. It's a really beautiful melody on the banjo here. We're playing this in the melodic style. We're in standard tuning, and this is a nice basic arrangement of the tune. So there's a second version of PickinLessons.com which is more advanced, but this one is a great intermediate version of the tune. Still a challenge to play, but the structure of the melody does make it a bit easier to handle. So we'll check out part A of this arrangement here in this video in a moment, but if you head to PickinLessons.com, you can grab yourself the tablature there. In the member section, we'll also break down the lesson for part B, and you'll have a play along and backing track once you get to know the tune as well. We are in the key of D, and we are in standard open G tuning, so this works just great. There are lots of melodies in D that work just fine out of open G tuning, and this is one of them. Now we are playing in a melodic style for this melody, and the structure of the melody rhythmically, it basically alters from a busier eighth note bar to a little bit more cruisy quarter note bar. So we have this balance of rhythm which really helps us get to know this tune and really helps to get our fingers around this basic melody. So a quick example of that from the beginning. Notice after that first bar, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We hit those quarter notes. So we basically have that all the way through this arrangement. So we've got a busier eighth note bar and a less busy quarter note bar following that up. So let's have a bit of a playthrough. So we are in the melodic style. We are playing a lot out of this position here at the 4th and 5th frets, moving down to the open position, a little bit up the neck, but not too much later on. We'll touch a little bit on the basic melodic technique as we go, but hopefully you've already had a go at some melodic tunes. So this is not necessarily a beginner tune, but it is more basic for this melody. So coming into the melody, we have these pickup notes. We're going to count it in 4 beats to the measure as we learn it. When you're feeling it at tempo, you're going to feel it in cut time, so 2 beats to the measure. So in 4, we have these pickup notes on the 4th beat. So 2, 3, 4, and straight away, I want to mention, so the right hand with this melodic style, we always tend to go a lot of finger then thumb. So this is a good example. First 2 notes, finger, thumb, finger into the next measure. And we kind of continue that theme through. Now there are times where we need to have more of a roll too, which we do at the end of this measure. But let's check it out. So after the pickup notes, so we have that 4th fret, 5th fret position. So there's the F sharp, there's the E. And so we're playing the F sharp, 2 and 3, and now there's our thumb, but then open strings, we're gonna roll because of the next note in the second measure. We want our thumb on that one. So the last 2 notes in measure 1, middle and index, and thumb to the first beat of the second measure. One more time, just checking out the right hand. So middle, middle, thumb, middle, thumb, middle, index, thumb. When we have these quarter notes, you can pretty much, as they are at the moment, play them with your thumb. So you've got so the A, the D, the F sharp there. All on the quarter note beat, so we can just play that with our thumb. So if we just put those first 2 bars together, let's skip the pickup for the moment. So we've got our first finger and our second finger ready to go. Ready, and. Let's try that once more. Let's slow it down a little bit. Ready, and. Just keep an eye on the fingers. Everything's in the tablature, so you can check that out. Left hand's in there as well if you need it. If you can get that basic idea for those 2 bars, you'll be okay for the rest of the tune. The structure through the melody of the tune in this arrangement is very much kind of like that. So let's move on. Measure 3 into measure 4. Just stop there for the moment. So here we're playing into this sort of position of the D scale here, this melodic version of the scale. And so we're going to use the index finger, back to the thumb, index, thumb, middle, index with a roll, so we can get our thumb on the first beat of the 4th bar. So that's index, index and thumb, index and thumb, middle, index and thumb. Just watching that rhythm. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and thumb, thumb, thumb. Then those two notes there at the end of the measure are like our pickup. Yeah, it's going to get us into somewhat of a bit of a repeat of the melody up next. We'll come back through all this in a moment. Let's keep moving on. So measure 5 and 6 are just like the beginning. Closing out before the repeat, so it's an 8-bar section that we do repeat. Measure 7. So here, this is pretty cruisy actually. So you've got the index finger for the right hand, index finger. Back to the thumb, to the index, to the thumb. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And the last bar before the repeat. And those last two notes are like the pick up again. So that was 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So thumb heavy, middle, middle, thumb, middle, middle, thumb. So again, with the melodic technique, when you're playing a higher open string or a higher string in general, you use a finger, and then when you drop down to a lower string, you'll use your thumb. And that's the general principle that we want to follow. And remember, all the fingering is in the tablature just to help you out there. Let's have a slow play through these 8 bars. Remember, we do need to repeat it, but let's just have a once through, not too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. And around we'll go for the second time. So there's part A of this version of St. Anne's Reel. Nice basic approach, but sounds great. Perhaps one that's a little bit easier to get your fingers around, particularly if the tempo is a bit faster. Now, of course, the tempo can vary on tunes in general, so this will work slower, but it will be a bit easier to get around at a faster tempo too. Now, pickinlessons.com, you can grab yourself this tablature, but the members section there, we're going to continue this lesson. We're going to break down part B. You'll also have play along and backing tracks there once you do get to know the tune as well. So, pickinlessons.com, I'll see you there.